Hi, I'm Annika Johnsons from Al Johnson's in Sister Bay. I hope you enjoy my new video series called Door County Girl. These are stories of my life, the people and places that I love, and of course how we all survive here in northern Wisconsin. You can come back as often as you like, but don't forget to subscribe to Al's YouTube channel. I'll be posting lots of really cool new videos. So let's go. Welcome to another episode of Door County Girl. I'm Annika Johnson, and this is my friend
Kit.
Kit Butz, not just Kit.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Kit
yeah.
Butz.
So we're talking today about what, Kit?
We are talking about Al Johnson's Travel Green certification. So many people may not know this, but they should, that Al Johnson's is Travel Green certified, and it is a sort of, at first, a arduous process, or it looks a little tougher than it really is. And we're going to talk about some of the stuff that we have, some of the practices that we do here that we were actually probably doing most of the time anyways, but it's good to sort of point out. And there's one major practice that we've been doing since 1973 that I think sort of put us over the goal line in it. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's our grass roofs.
Oh yeah, I should have known that. I should have said that.
So
yeah.
Our grass roofs are not only are they stylish and they have goats on them, they keep us warmer in the wintertime and they keep us cooler in the summertime. So they're a really great insulator. And the other thing too is, I mean, they're also creating oxygen in the atmosphere by the sun shining down on them, and they just look nice too.
This is true.
And the goats are also a plus.
Now, did we win an award? Like, was it 2 years ago?
No, it was.
That was different.
3 years ago, yeah. 4 years ago now, we applied and we got our official certification from the Wisconsin Department of Tourism. So,
that was it. Okay, but that had nothing to do with the.
Nothing. No, there was no award or anything like that. Yeah. So.
Well, tell me a little bit about how we became a green certified.
So I'll give you the backstory. Lars came in and he goes, Kit, I think we should look into doing this Travel Green certification, and I said I'll look into it. And so I, get to the PDF file online and I print it out, and there's a page, and then another page, and another page, another page. I think there's like 30-some pages to it. But it was funny because in the instructions they're like, it seems long. Don't worry about it. Just start through it. And then what I didn't realize is that Freddie, who is our head chef and general manager, he pretty much had done a lot of the stuff already because he... Without
even understanding that was where he was going.
We wanted to be a lot more, we wanted to use electricity and energy better in the building, so we switched out all of our light bulbs to LEDs. So that was sort of the first step in that all. Then when we built something new, we started putting in like heat pumps and cooling pumps instead of like these really big furnaces and some other things. And those are actually really efficient and they run really well. And then we switched out stuff like toilets, or we put low flow on for when you wash your hands. No one needs all that water anyway.
No, yeah.
And then in the kitchen, we wanted to make sure that we were, using less chemical or using larger containers for chemical, so we got like a more efficient dishwasher in the kitchen. And then we started upgrading some of our appliances in the kitchen as well to just be a little more friendly. And the side of
our toilet paper, our hand towels, things like that, we got rid of a lot of that and switched over. Yeah.
So, I mean, the side effect of it actually is a lot of the electrical and the water stuff saves us money in the long run. So we've been in business for 70 years. I mean, hey, I'm hoping we'll be in business for 100 more.
Yeah, I hope I'm not still here doing it.
And just think of all the money we will save. Well, you and I won't be here. They'll be
you and I will be like with our canes and walkers.
It'll be like Nika and Clara are here talking. So it was an interesting thing, and it was really cool to go through that. But then there's some sort of other hidden stuff that people may not know. So like, you think about, am I going to travel to Chicago to have a meeting with some guy to talk about lingonberries? Like, no, I can go on a Zoom meeting and do that now. So just the idea of not traveling anymore and doing meetings, via computers is a great way to save gasoline and save the environment. And then traveling, staying in rooms together, traveling together in one, carpooling. One of the big things that we do, we have a bike rack out back. So, and most of our J1 visa workers, when they're here, they're on bikes and they're
That's
biking
their transportation.
around town. That's how they get around.
They don't have a car, so they all get bikes.
So you don't see a large parking lot full. How we water our plants, how we water the roof. If you don't notice that Al's like below the roof, there is usually all our landscaping and items that are there are getting watered because the water is coming off the roof, the excess water, and it's falling right onto those plants and then in turn watering it. We utilize a lot of native plants in our landscaping, and purposely because they're what's meant to be here. So they're not going to be a added drain to the environment around us.
I noticed that when I now am doing a little bit of buying for the Butik, I just try to buy a little bit here and there, and I've been trying to get some environmental friendly type items, and I've been doing a lot of bamboo kind of utensils and cutting boards and I don't know, things that instead of the plastic handles, they're bamboo.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
I mean, even our to-go silverware is all bamboo. Our to-go containers are actually made from recycled sugar cane.
okay.
So it's all biodegradable, and so if it ends up in a landfill, it's just going to create mulch for something else to grow someday down the line anyway.
Right,
So.
we recycle just about everything at the restaurant too. I mean,
Yeah.
tell me about it. I'm always fixing the boxes.
So
and
yeah, I mean, just from our boxes, I mean, we take care of our own cardboard and make sure that it's clean, easily recyclable cardboard. We're not just throwing it in a dumpster that's commingled. It gets packed on its own, and we actually drive it ourselves to put it right into the cardboard.
And same with the
area.
glass and the plastic.
Yep,
Yeah,
glass
we
and
do
the
that
plastics.
too.
And then we also always incorporate a recycling bin next to a trash bin, so people can be responsible with us and do that. I think the other really neat thing that I like is, so we get pickle buckets, we get lingonberry buckets, and we're using them all the time here for just our food. And we reuse all those, but also in the community, people know, they're like, hey, can I get some buckets from you? Or we got maple syrup going on, I need some more buckets.
It's funny because in the Butik we have these like little section where we have the lingonberry pails with the lids because they have a nice handle with a nice tight fitting lid, and we sell them for like $1 in there.
Yeah.
And everybody comes in and gets those buckets. We used to use them for crayfishing when we had the kids. We'd crawl around in the pond here and catch crayfish, the kids.
Lingonberry buckets may be one of the most useful ones.
Yeah.
They have the little handle on them and everything like that.
They make good beach toys.
And we have lots of. Oh yeah, exactly. Perfect for that.
Take over to the beach, build some sand castles, catch crayfish, minnows.
The other sort of, when you start digging in deep in the paperwork and stuff, using local food suppliers. So you think about where your food comes from and how it gets to you. So everybody from. I mean, I started writing out a list, and I'm talking with Freddie and Rolf, and they're like, "Well, we get strawberries from this guy, raspberries from this guy, we get whitefish from up here." So the food isn't traveling a long distance. We try and use as many local farms and suppliers as we can possibly get, and even to a certain extent, our meat is processed in Green Bay, and it's only making that small trip. While a lot of other communities, it's traveling a lot further. Our milk is local and is not traveling that far because we're fortunate to be in the dairy
ice cream and
state.
everything. It's, local. Yeah,
So
you're right.
people don't think about that and what it all entails into that. And I encourage other businesses also to like go on to the state of Wisconsin Tourism Board, look at the Travel Green certification. It seems sort of big in the beginning, and maybe it is a little bit tough in the beginning, but once you start going through it, it's really about a 2-hour job, and you can sort of make those big changes that you can do.
And actually, you could probably learn some new things that you never thought of doing before, by...
Exactly. That was the one amazing thing, and I'm looking at all this, and I'm like, well, we can do that.
Yeah.
Or, maybe
It's
we
doable.
can do that. Yeah, and then you say, just making that one subtle change really impacts a lot. And all it takes is for people to really make that one subtle change. And that one little thing sort of
snowballs into
into a
another.
bigger thing, and so
they
on
say,
and so
hey, we
forth.
like what's going on down here. Maybe we should look into what they're doing down there,
And you always talk about, and we always talk about, pay it forward. This
Yep.
is one great way to sort of pay it forward to the environment, which
Yep.
sort of brings me back to the last thing is Door County. I mean, we love the goats. We love coming up to Door County. I love living in Door County. What am I blown away by every day? What I'm in awe of every day? It's the where we live and all that's
Exactly.
around
Like
us.
every morning I wake up and I look outside, I'm just like, I'm so lucky to live here. I have a place to live, actually.
Yep.
You know, it's hard to come up here and you don't have a place to live. I mean, I probably could live elsewhere and like it, but I just love it here so much. And I try to put myself in other people's shoes. I can see why they want to come here. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
The parks are beautiful. The people maintain the bike trails and so much nature, the ridges, the Door County Land Trust. So many people are trying to go get families involved. You know, like at the ridges, the little kids can go on their little nature hikes and things like that. And
I mean, I never want to take it for granted. I drive through Ephraim and like you're driving through like a living postcard at that moment. I mean, it is so idyllic and so
and what about the
picturesque.
generations of people? Like I work in the restaurant and now the kids that were babies have babies that are getting bigger and their grandparents. It's generational. They've been coming up for like maybe 25, 30, 40 years.
Okay.
And it's just something taught to their children.
Most definitely.
Tradition.
Yeah, tradition is what it's all about. So it's not only what we did, it's also what we're doing. And we made one major step in Stabur. Do you know what that is?
No.
Come on.
We added lingonberry slushies.
No. It's. I'll give you a hint.
We have Hackashore.
Yeah.
My favorite beer.
Yeah, that's good stuff. It's big and it's green. I'll give you a hint.
Oh, we added our lawn. And
actually.
it is not real. It is sod.
Yep.
Not sod, but artificial turf.
Yep.
And the story behind that is not a little bit unusual,
Well,
though.
tell me about it now.
Okay, so right over here, I have a rental house. It's just between the boathouse and Casperson's funeral home. And I have the same renters for probably 18 years now. They all pick the same week. And we were having trouble over here trying to keep the lawn green. And one of my renters said, hey, my best friend does that for a living in Chicago area. He puts in AstroTurf everywhere, you know, for golf courses and some businesses, low maintenance, looks great, feels good on your feet. And I said, oh, well, give us the guy's name and number. We'll give him a call. He's never been up here in his whole life, and his best friend's been coming up here since he was a kid. So he called up Freddie and Rolf, and they have set up a meeting, and he's brought up some, like you get carpet samples, but you get grass samples.
So you brought like little squares
little sod,
of turf?
Yeah, AstroTurf. You can make it look as dead as you want or as green as you want. You can have it mixed in. I mean, there were so many choices, and then they came about that one. And so what I liked about it, we loved his idea and we wanted him to do it. And I liked it because he wasn't just someone who's just going to float in, put it in there and say, if it works, it does, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Because he said it's his job on the line. Like, it will look good if I can do this here and people can see that I came up here to do something that looks so good and natural and fits the scheme of everything.
Especially it's so big.
Yeah, it'll look great on his resume too, because he's got to go back to the city. And he brought his crew up here and they put it all in there, and it was pretty interesting process.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they put gravel down first.
Yeah, it was like they were, taking the
Fine
machine
sand,
that pounded it
like
down.
little tiny, like sand. They put sand on it all the time.
That was
Super
fun
sugar.
watching it, yeah.
And then, I mean, I know we allow dogs over there, and I mean, and we spill on there. It just goes down into the
totally
gravel. It just
permeable,
goes away. So, and it's easy to clean. You can wash it off, and we don't have to mow it. We don't have to water it. That's part of the green theme.
So, like that huge lawn now is stuff that's just set and ready to go, and you don't have to really take care of it.
So
too
sort
much.
of paying it forward.
Yeah.
The guy has that now on his resume, and he's just happy as can be. He's probably got business from it.
And again, I mean, there's also a financial impact of it all, where you're not. It saves you money in the long run. You just have to be able to put up the money to begin with.
Yeah, and I got to tell you a little funny something about that. My dad and I used to go to Green Bay all the time together, and we'd always take the same route. And when you come off the older downtown bridge and you're coming across, I forgot which street we're on. You know, when you come off Procter and Gamble, but you go over the bridge and then you're going straight.
Yeah.
And you head towards Military. Well, there's a house on the left. And my dad had to drive by it every time he and I were in Green Bay. And he goes, Onigo, I think we better stop and see if you could mow the lawn here for this guy. He has a house right on the intersection, and the whole lawn is AstroTurf. And he thought that was the best idea ever. And that was 40 years
long time ago.
40, 50 years ago. He had a little AstroTurf
See,
lawn.
Al was ahead of his time, just like
Yeah,
Al was,
and we thought that was so clever, and my dad would always joke about that. Let's get out there and see if he needs us to water or mow his lawn for him. And he goes, that's what we should do at our house, he kept saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even something with the goats at the barn, you know, we have farmers that come up, and what do? They take all the straw and the
yeah, they like the goat
fertilizer.
And all the stuff. It's like this deep after a winter.
Yeah.
So they come get it and they use it for their gardens.
Exactly.
It's perfect fertilizer.
So, and then also too, we have a big mulching area where we put all our stuff, and then it just goes natural, and we can use it again.
And I got to give a good plug to Jason Orsted and his little crew, and they come down here all the time, and they maintain all the green area down here. We planted lots of boxwood. We keep everything like real simple, nothing that has to be watered too much.
Yep.
So I think that Jason Orsted is one of the hardest working guys I've ever met.
Yeah, most definitely.
Plug for Jason, because he's got a cool dog named Sophie that we all love too. So
yeah. Great.
Anyway, well, this is really cool to learn a little bit more about why.
There's some other stuff, but we'll save it for another day.
Yeah, that's a secret. We'll tell you later.
Yeah, you have to come see us, and then we'll really.
Yeah, come and see us and ask questions. We like that. Kit and I are always running around here somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Aren't we?
Yeah.
He's everywhere.
I'm not running too much.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he had a little accident. He's getting old. I'm getting old. Anyway, thanks for joining us for another episode of Door County Girl.
Thank you for letting me be on and talk about this. This is really fun. So,
yeah, and what's the best thing we have to do now?
You gotta you hit the icon in the bottom right-hand corner, and that has you subscribe, and then always like our episodes too.
Yeah.
And feel free to comment too, because we'd love to hear if you have any ideas about future episodes or anything like that. We'd love to hear something.
If you hate us, say it. If you love us, say it. We like it.
We're tough.
We're tough.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone. Have a great summer.
Yeah, have a great summer. Bye.
Thanks for watching Door County Girl. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you next time.